Okay, we're ready for reading. Today being Thursday, March 26th. Be sure you're on the right day. Reading, you need your Maple Tree book and your Bright Side book. Hopefully you already know and have those together. As you're getting those, today we're going to go over the summaries of chapter 17 and 18. Today, tomorrow, we're going to go over chapter 19 tomorrow. So I want you to be sure you have that ready for tomorrow. Chapter 19, we'll finish Maple Tree. And hopefully you can get your book report sheet and we'll start on the book report on Monday. Okay? So we're going to summarize 17 and 18. You finish up 19. On the bright side today, we're going to review page 49 together, the story, the end of the story, the questions, and up from Escape. We're going to read pages 50 to 53 together. And then for, I guess, kind of your seat work, you're going to finish pages 54 to 59 reading, and you will answer the questions on page 59. So I guess I'll put a little SW beside that, abbreviation for seat work. So again, your seat work, pages 54 to 59, and your questions on page 59. All right? So let's get started with Maple Tree. The summary there. Summary for chapter 17. Christmas. Hope you didn't write it was Christmas and it was a nice day. Hope you read the chapter. I'll give you just a little summary that the book has. Hilda used her birthday money to buy a pocket knife for Pete. Hilda and her family went to a church Christmas program where Hilda and Lois both received dolls from Papa and Mama. What a special treat that was for them. That was like maybe, something big that we think of that we want these days. That was a big, big treat for them. I remember my mom telling me, I think I told you guys this, when she was young, fruit was a treat for them. When they would have their stocking, my grandmother, her mom, would put an orange or an apple in the stocking. And that would be a huge, huge treat. So if you could think about possibly now, getting a candy bar this big, the Hershey's candy bar, that was a treat, was fruit for her. So, times have changed, and you think, Miss Upchurch, I have 15 oranges in my refrigerator. Yeah, well, we do. So we need to really be thankful for what we have. As we've seen these past couple of days, things can change and change very quickly. So we need to be sure that we are thankful and grateful for what we're able to receive. Chapter 18, Papa's new job. Oh, Papa's new job. Papa was injured while working for the creamery. The family was disappointed when Papa decided to sell the farm. So I hope that you included a couple of those there. You may have had more, and that's fine. But having less, add some ideas there, okay? Just be sure that you are keeping the theme of the chapter without too many details, but make sure we're filled in on what we need to know so that your book report flows. You don't want it to be choppy so that people don't understand the idea behind the book, what the book is about. Okay? All right, so let's look at page 49 now. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up. Getting ahead of myself. In Maple Tree, Secret in the Maple Tree, please, for class tomorrow, please be sure that your chapter 19 is finished, summarized. And also, we're going to go over the character qualities on page 155 of Hilda. Now, let's be sure that the main character, fill in the blanks describing Hilda, what does she look like? Okay, those are her physical outside characteristics. You can put some ideas there. How does she feel? She feels a lot of different emotions through this book. Sometimes she's happy, sometimes she's scared, Sometimes she's sad. Sometimes she's mad. So fill in some information there. And how does she change from beginning to end? She does undergo a change. So just kind of, be thinking about what you can put there, because you do want to include that in your book report. I mean, you in a book report, you just don't want to be fact, 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 fact. I mean, you want to include, some things about this character, because when you read, especially a chapter book where there's a continuous theme throughout, usually at the beginning, the character's one way, and then at the end, it's another. So just be careful from beginning to end, what's going on there. So just get some information down, write some ideas, and we'll finish it up tomorrow to be sure that you have what you need for your book report. Okay? Page 49. I hope you enjoyed the reading of Escape, finishing that up. It's a great story if you ever get the chance to see the movie or to read the book. So let's look over a couple of the pages there. Okay, we talked about the goose and how she, read quickly. How she spoke quickly. We were reading that quickly. Pig escaped. She told him, remember to push on the board, and he went out. Then it was discovered he was out. So then the group went to try to, kind of run him back to the barn so that he could get put back into the fence. So they were there. He comes in contact with all these animals as he's going through page 46. The cow, the gander, the sheep, the rooster, the goose, they're all going through. Mr. Zuckerman was there. He's trying to lure him to come back in. He had on page 47, they had some food there. That's a good appealing thing to a pig. And Wilbur walked to the slops. That was kind of his, on page 48 there. Wilbur didn't care. He kept walking toward the pail of slops. So he went there. He went in. Wilbur paid no attention, it says. He stepped through the fence into his yard. He walked to the trough and took a long drink of slops, sucking in the milk hungrily and chewing the pop over. It was good to be home again. Okay, so he's home. He's quite a pig, said Lurvy. Yes, he'll make a good pig. Okay, so that's kind of the ending of the story there. Number 1 is Escape. I really miss reading with you guys. Is Escape a fiction or a non-fiction story? And explain your answer. Let's see. Abby. Hey, Abby. What do you think? Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, Abby. It is a fiction story. Absolutely. Pigs don't talk and do things like that. They do get out. Absolutely, animals escape, but all the conversation between the animals is not going on. And explain your answer from some of the examples of the text. That's right. We just said that. They don't talk. We don't know how they feel. I mean, we can look at them and know if animals feel bad, if they're kind of, if Puppy is still, Puppy is sick, which I have not seen him but maybe one time when he was hurt that way. So he didn't tell me what happened. He didn't tell me that, what happened between him and Judge, but I could tell just by looking at him that he was not well. But, we don't know what they think. We don't know. We can tell from their body language how they're feeling, but I didn't know what he was thinking. I just knew that he was hurt. So yeah, we don't get those feelings. We don't talk to animals. And that is it's fiction stories are fun to read. I love them. And they're entertaining, but obviously that doesn't happen. Okay, so describe the setting of the story Escape. All right, you've got a small barnyard. You have a fence. You're thinking about, if you can imagine in your mind's eye, if you close your eyes, you can see a farm. You can see, I always imagine like some hills or mountains in the background, a red barn. I see a lot of different kinds of animals in my mind walking around. and I see a garden. I always, when there's a farm, I always think of a garden, a beautiful garden, with plenty of vegetables and fruits, and everything's growing great in there. So that's what I think about. And I think of grass. I think of a lot of area, a big area. I don't think of a small fenced in area. I think of pastures where cows can graze and horses can graze. And, you have this area for your horses, for, just beautiful areas there. And that's kind of what I think when I think of a barn. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that story. Let's turn over to page 50. Right here, we're going to go through pages 50 to 53 together. Again, tomorrow. This is adapted from Matilda Nordvit. Words to watch for: azalea. That's a type of flower. It's a flower on a bush. It's not like a stem flower. It's a flower you think about on a bush. They can be pink or white, red, and the other word is accent. So let me give you an introduction. Have you ever moved to a new home or a new school? Chloe, yes. I know you came to a new school with us. Charlie, if I'm not mistaken, you guys maybe just moved to a new home. I think you told me you moved to a new neighborhood close to Kylie's grandparents, I think. I hope I'm remembering that right. What challenges did you face? Lots, right? New friends, new place, new teachers, new routine, a new building. Where's the cafe? Where's the restrooms? Where's the office? Where's my classroom? Let's see how they compare to the challenges the main character faces in this story. In this story today, our character themes are friendship, prayer, and perseverance. Remember, perseverance is not giving up. Just keep on working. Even when things don't go right, we have to keep on. So let's look at page 50 again tomorrow. Okay, we're going to start on page 50, and I'll read the first two paragraphs, and then I'll choose someone to read. I can see all your little hands going up out there. Johnny kicked the small stone with his foot, watching it disappear into the azalea bushes. That's one of the rocks the boys threw at me yesterday, he remembered, looking cautiously at the high fence that surrounded the mission house. The trees on the other side made a perfect firing line. Kylie, hey Kylie. So let me go back to my book. If you can read for me, I think we're on the third paragraph. I don't know. And read two paragraphs. A whizzing rock. Persimmon. Thank you, Kylie. Johnny did not mind the rocks as much as the laughing from behind the wall. If I only had someone to talk to and play ball with, he thought sadly. Maybe they would want to play with me if they knew I was the star forward on the basketball team in America last year. Johnny, Mother called, it's time for supper. Dodging flying rocks, Johnny darted out of his hiding place and ran for the house. So next two paragraphs, let me see who I chose. Lillian. Hey, Lil. So if you could read the next two paragraphs, make sure you're reading slowly, okay? Taking in your punctuation. So Lillian, next two paragraphs, Johnny. Lorraine. Thank you, Lillian. I could hear you. Johnny eyed her and thought, if you think I'm going to play with dolls, you're crazy. I know we can't go back to America yet, Johnny, answered Mother, ignoring Lorraine's, we're on page 52, last remark. We've been here in Japan only a month, and we promised to stay 5 years. Well, I can go back alone, can't I? Asked Johnny thoughtlessly. I could stay with Grandma and go to school there. Mother looked so sad at this remark that Johnny immediately wished he had never said it. He turned his attention back to his plate. The rumbling sound of the sliding front door announced Father's return. A few minutes later, he took his place at the table in the homey little kitchen. "I've had quite a day," he announced. "The people in Omagari, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Omagari village seem very open to the gospel. The officials gave me permission to put up a tent, and quite a number of people agreed to come to the meetings. I believe that some of them will soon be ready to trust in Jesus Christ. Why, in the hospital where I visited, one lady told me she had been waiting for years to hear the message of the Bible. She thanked me over and over again for the Japanese New Testament I left with her." Johnny finished his meal in thoughtful silence. He knew that if they had not come to Japan, the people in Omagari village and these other places might never have heard about Jesus. There were no other missionaries for miles around. So let's finish out page 53 together. Lucy. All right, Lucy, if you wouldn't mind finish out. Hey, Lucy, if you wouldn't mind finishing out that page together for us. And Lucy, I am pretty sure that you read that last sentence with excitement, that exclamatory sentence. Why he and his folks simply could not go home and leave all these people without a chance to hear about Jesus. Thank you, Lucy. Okay, so his attitude has changed here. He's thinking maybe we shouldn't leave, because if we do, who's going to tell all these people about Jesus? They're waiting. Some of them don't even know who Jesus is, and some are waiting to hear the gospel. So today, for kind of your seat work, you're going to finish pages 54 to 59 and answer the questions on page 59. Okay? Page 54 to 59, and there's a cause and effect section there. Our language, I don't know if you've done language yet or if you're kind of going in order, but language today also has some cause and effect in it as well. So you're on page 59, you're matching the lemon to the lemonade. Okay, so I think it's just ordered by the Lord that we have talked about this book on the bright side. Oh, sorry, on the bright side, about when we have lemons, we need to make lemonade, right? So we'll see. Match these for me. Tomorrow we'll start here. We'll go over page 59 and we'll continue in our reading. Okay? All right, so that's the end of our reading lesson for today. So let's see, after reading, we have language. So if you're following along kind of in our daily routine, you'll want to find the language video next.